Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Croc 2. Find the wheels in the mine. That door is actually kind of spooky looking. I never noticed that before. What you're going to need before you even start in this level is going to need a green gummy saver and a clockwork gobo. But first it is time for some more minecarts. And when I said last time about them ramping up the difficulty, this is what I meant. Let's just see what happens here. Oops, I died. This is kind of the kick in the pants with terms of minecarts, which makes everybody hate them, including myself. They ramped up the difficulty. Because now you're gonna die a lot. Die in spectacular ways too. There are so many different ways that you're able to just die on this single track. This first track, this isn't even like just the only one. You're going to be doing a lot of this. It's going to be involved jumping, veering left and to the right, and you got to do it correctly or you're going to die. And you don't have any warning either because the minecart moves too fast. I'm glad it broke. Let's start off with the clockwork gobo section, though, after that travesty. This one is a little bit of a choice. As you see, we have this very, windy little track here, but there is a heart off to the right here. I'm gonna try for it, because I believe you do have enough juice to get both the heart and the color crystal, and you do. Excellent. Off into the depths with you. And now we can continue on. This level has just a lot of challenge to it. It's a little bit weird and almost a little overwhelming to the uninitiated. As you see, we have our third wheel here. We need to get it out of this glass box. How are we supposed to do that? Well, by exploding it. How else would we do it? But we have to follow it and get it done as quickly as possible, because once this reaches the end of this track, it's going to fall, it's going to disappear, and you're going to be screwed. Pretty much that. So, when I'm saying this is to the uninitiated, you're going to be failing a lot, especially, with these levels, because, the difficulty is just all over the place. Honestly, I don't get it. They also love giving out crystals. One thing I should mention that I haven't is that once you hit 50 crystals, some sources say that when you hit 50 crystals, you're supposed to be getting a heart back. And I've been paying attention to whether or not that actually happens, and I guess because I'm playing on the PlayStation, it doesn't. It might just be the case that it happens. That is a weird transition area. But I think that's only for the PC version, which is interesting. Makes it almost seem like it's easy mode. Because I'm all about the hardcore. I can't say that with a straight face. Camera. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was a little bit too close to comfort. But yes, we have more bouncing barrels to deal with, which are a little easier because we're going up a conveyor belt. But we do have another minecart section to deal with, too. This one is a lot easier, actually, compared to the other one, because you're not collecting crystals. All you need to do is lean to the right. If you continue leaning to the right, you're good to go. If you have itchy trigger fingers like I do, it's going to be a little more of an issue. Like a really big, huge issue. And I don't know if I actually need this heart. I did. Okay. That's good to know. Now we have to deal with getting to the next part of this level, and it's going to have to deal with that Dantini in the minecart. The way is... Okay. Not only did that just, like, make me slightly barf, but... oh boy. Camera in this game is kinda awful, isn't it? We need to redirect this minecart. So let's do it. He's gonna go over here, and he's going to smash into it and, well, presumably die. In terms of actually seeing what happens, it's kind of difficult. Mainly because, like, the camera doesn't cooperate. So if you're just, like, at the lever and you're trying to see what's going on, all you'll see is a little bit of a rainbow poof come out of that direction. That last section was our initiation into this whole thing. Now we got a whole other complicated mess to deal with, and this will get us our fourth and final wheel, so we can actually compete in the damn race. Conveyor belts. Jumping from conveyor belt to conveyor belt is a little bit annoying for me. We have two levers to hit. One is for this. This raises our wheel up to the proper level of the rest of the track. The next is getting to that other lever in the distance in order to change the track so that our Dantini goes right into it. You're gonna have to be dodging away from him at all times, and then get onto this rope and almost not die, because I don't wanna die. Change the track. Poof. There we go. Alright, so that should mean that we have all four wheels. So now we can get these back to the mechanic and compete in the race. Did I also mention that we're pretty close to the end of the level already? There's a lot going on, but you're pretty much going to be, like, over-hampered a lot. We already have 4 of the colored crystals and 3/4 of the regular crystals. And to get the rest of them, we have that little torture device over there for me. Another one of these. It's even more annoying because you need to navigate a bunch of swinging fireballs a lot. And controlling this thing is just a giant pain, whether you're doing it with the analog stick or not. Apparently it's a little bit more easy to control with just the D-pad, because it's a little bit more... you have a little bit more control. But sometimes this thing just gets hung up on the platform geometry, which is it's not in your favor. The last colored crystal is over there, and this thing is clipping into the... The really annoying thing is that you have to jump for that last colored crystal. And if you lose and you fall into the pit, the only checkpoint is here. So I will meet you back all the way to where that colored crystal is. Alright, there we go. All 5 colored crystals. Pretty much just going straight ahead. I believe that platform does stop when you jump, which is kind of a godsend, but because you're at this point in the level, you're going to be getting 100 crystals if you've done everything. Getting hit a couple of times is actually not that bad of a thing to have happen to you, especially when you're going to be fully healed really close to the end. So here is our next Golden Gobo section. It's actually not that bad either. There's something weird about, like, the difficulty differences between these challenge rooms and just the level overall. All it is climbing crumbling platforms all the way up to the top where the Golden Gobo is. Not that difficult, actually. Unless, of course, your depth perception is a little bit weird. But all you need is really regular jumps in order to get through this. you don't really have a lot of safety either. The only real safety is with this last area. If you like fall on the second one, there is a chance that you can be caught by the bottom row because it still exists. And if you're really quick on your feet and have good reflexes, you can save yourself. Otherwise, you'll be really annoyed at yourself. Really good if there was something more checkpoints in these levels. But pretty much we're only going to be needing that checkpoint because this last section of the minecarts is a little bit of a doozy. Alright, here we go. I'm really not sure of the pattern here. Left, alright. Right, okay. Jesus. I think it's another right after this. And I have to pay attention. These things are just like evil incarnate. And then jump over these gaps. You do have to actively jump in order to left. There we go. In order to get through this. This is such a huge involved track, it's ridiculous. But when you get through, you reach the end. Good riddance to those things. And we can get out of here. A little interesting thing about actually this one level. Checking our inventory, we actually see that all 4 of our wheels have disappeared. If you go back and you need to actually get the golden gobo from this level, a lot of the level is actually just done for you. Specifically the Dantini's on minecarts areas. You don't have to do any of it because they actually don't appear again. You can just continue on like you normally do. Yeah, best friends forever. Okay, enough of the staring contest. We have a very important thing to do. It's all the way back here. We got your wheels back, buddy. It's time to race. Hey. So we have gobo mechanics. Why are you too scared to race? Is it because you can't drive? It's probably because I can't drive. But yes, we have to use our wonderful car that is way too small for us. Look at this. Look at this. This is awful. But somehow we gotta use it in order to win the race. Let's do it! We don't fit in this car. Welcome to race day at Gold Rock. Kind of the same as the boat race, except that it's a little bit more challenging, to be honest. And by challenging, I mean that there's actually no shortcuts. It's all based on your skill in terms of going by corners, and this is moving really slow. There's almost so many things that have to be processed in this game, in this one level. Now, there's a color crystal over there, but I'm not going to get it right now. I'm going to save that for a later lap. We've got to try a specific strategy for this. Because the other thing about this stupid level is that you can get hung on geometry like nobody's business. It's actually incredibly terrible because you could get stuck and not be able to turn out of just getting stuck on the geometry, and then you'll be screwed royally. I've lost the race a couple times because of that. This guy really likes to hug the corners, which is something that these racers really like doing. There we go. Sometimes the game doesn't also register that I've gone into second until a little bit later. Now I'm gonna go after that. Oh, shit. That's another thing that happens. But now we have all 5 color crystals, so we can get the golden gobo. No! No! Oh no! I'm. There we go. Yeah, don't hold the acceleration. I have lost this race, just so you know. After humping and jittering the wall forever. That was... Oh, that was awful. Oh, but so much fun. But we got the golden gobo, so I'm gonna have to do this race again just to get the 100 crystals. But I can show off something interesting about racing that I didn't show off in the boat race. And that is, technically you don't have to get first place, because as you can see we just got the golden gobo and that's pretty much all we need. But the other thing that we need to get, well, the other thing that we can get is crystals, of course. I'm actually gonna get into third. See what I can do there, even though I can see the second place person really close up. Because, what am I at? I am at 11:10. Okay. Because the thing I'm thinking about is that there is actually different denominations of crystals that you get depending on what place you finish in a race. 100 for first place, 70 for second place. What do you get for third, though? 50. Okay. You also get this. It's a special level in the case of you don't have to win the race in order to get the golden gobo, because that's really all you're wanting. But I really want to win this race. You have no idea. So, let's go back in and win this thing! It is certainly a lot easier to win that race when not looking for color crystals. Alright, and for that we get 100 crystals. So we actually got 150 from that, which is pretty good profit. No kidding. Even with that last race I humped the wall a couple times, but I was able to recover pretty nicely. And with that, our huge overarching arc with Caveman Village in terms of the big race here is done. But we still have 2 levels left. So what possible problems could be plaguing these gobos? Well, I think the king actually has something to say about that. A Devil's Tower? Huh. Well, it just happens to show you that that's actually where we're going to be going next time. Anything else to say? More about the mysterious gobo who invents things. Forgetful, more like, yeah, has an intention problem. But yes. Next time, we're gonna see what is going on with this Devil's Tower, and also why there is a piece of the ground missing. There we go. But first, time to stock up. See you next time, everyone! Your hair is not disappearing sometimes. Oh dear. Croc, go in the door. Oh boy. See you next time, everyone.